Hi, collective. I hope everybody is doing well today. Today is Sunday, August 14th, I believe, right? August 14th, that sounds about right. So I didn't really plan on doing the dailies over the weekends, but as I explained, give me 1 second, guys. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. I had a call coming in. But because this week has been so crazy, I'm going to go ahead and put one out today. I don't know about all of you, but I will say that this full moon has been exhausting. There just seems, nothing really bad, right? Nothing bad so much as it's just like a little overwhelming, like almost feeling exhausted and really worn out. And that's kind of the week that I've had. So I hope that this full moon has been a little nicer to you. But with, the moon ruling Cancer, and then we've got the Aquarius energy that was at play, and Taurus hanging out in the background, it made things feel a little heavy for certain signs. And I think if you're a water sign, that seemed to hit home more than most. So I hope you guys are using today to relax and refresh. It's morning here for me right now. Having some coffee. It's my go-to all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and do a collective reading. This is going to be for all signs. So as always, take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. So let's get started, right? Good stuff. All right. So Spirit, guides, guardian angels. What does the collective need to know today? What do we need to know? Oh yeah, maybe I'm not alone. Feeling the need to rejuvenate and refresh, feeling the need to just take it easy, to sit within ourselves right now. It's nines, right? Battles, a little worn out, a little tired. Trying to make peace with something as well. You may be finding yourself coming to some enlightenment, a period of enlightenment, where you're coming to recognize certain things around you. Maybe situations that are extremely uncomfortable, things that I think for some of us to bring us to a point where, so we've got the temple path, right? So this to me is outside influences, but also us taking a moment to look at ourselves or find that peace within us. So to me, the way I'm seeing this with the temple path, the second chakra, which is Archangel Ariel and journey, and then the underlying to that is hostilities. We learn a lot from the people around us and the situations that are occurring. And through that, if we allow it to light our way, we're going to discover things about our internal self, whether it's our confidence, the way we view ourselves externally to the world, how we view ourselves internally. And I feel like we're making decisions right now that are going to impact who can come along on our journey with us right now. And maybe the things, it's leaving the baggage and the past behind. So it's telling to me that you're examining the things that you're sitting with that may be uncomfortable right now and really addressing those. Yeah, because it's like, so cornucopia and the magician in the mirror with action. Yeah, so it's like, this to me is like a revelation in the past maybe, or even recently, where you're finding yourself understanding that there is an easier way. There's an easier way to get through things. There's also an understanding that on the other side of this situation, that there is light to be had. Like, you're manifesting what it is that you need. And I feel like you also manifested this ending that's coming to light, this understanding and this knowing within you that we're at a point where this cycle is due to close out so that a new one can begin. Eights is about our infinite journey, basically. It is the same as the infinity sign, right? And then you also have taking action towards that. 8, again, breaks down to an 8. And then, I'm looking at some of these behind it. You got the thinking woman, which is 11, community, which is 7. But to me, the community card reminds me of the 3 of Pentacles. You're coming to realization too, I believe, that you realize that there's just certain people that you can't work with, or people that won't work with you. We have no ability to make somebody do something that they're not ready to do. You can't make someone work with you no matter how hard you try. So this can be love. This can be family situations. See, you're in the sun comes out, right? These cards coming down. The way I tier mine, one of these days I'm going to get it to where you can see below. I bring them down to a point, basically. And so on the left side of this, I've got the Temple Path, Cornucopia, and the Sun. The other side, Journey, Magician in the Mirror, and the Sun again. And then in the center of that is the solar plexus, and the solar plexus. Sorry, guys. Understanding, the second chakra. Gosh, I'm so sorry. Sunday brain, right? I'm tuned out. But to me, this particular card, though, does remind me of the solar plexus, even though it's not there. So that came out for a reason, right? We say things whether we realize it or not. But to me, this has to do with our power and the way we view ourselves. But underneath that, we have the world. And the world, to me, is about changes. It's, walking into an unknown path, an unknown area of life where we've had to really come through a lot of challenges to get there. We're being grateful. I tell you a little bit ago, rest and rejuvenation, right? So we've got the rest and rejuvenation there. Appreciation, and then the change that's occurring, the cycles that are closing, the things that we know that we have to embark on a new journey with. And there may be some factors that you're not sure how this is going to play out if you're dealing with a person so much, or even a situation, not knowing how it's going to work, how it's going to turn for you, but trusting and having faith in the process of getting there, right? So we just have to let things flow sometimes. And, the people that are meant to be around us will always be around us. The ones that are not, we thank them for the journey. We thank them for the things that they've brought forth to us, the experiences, whether they've been difficult or not. High Priestess of Spirit and the Warrior. This to me can be like soul contract, soulmate. They were brought through to test us or to show us something about ourselves, to elevate us to another level. And it's trusting that, a couple twos out here on the board. I'm seeing 1111. Understand that throughout this situation, you've been guided, you've been protected. There's a reason that things have come out to be the way that they are. You may have, I almost feel like I'm having trouble communicating the message to you guys. So you may find yourself having trouble communicating with this person or in regards to this situation. Because it's like, how you feel, but you're not sure how to put it out there. Because I feel like you're kind of not solely walking on eggshells, but in the same breath, afraid of what comes around the bend, because you can't see what the reaction to that side is going to be. So again, it's putting trust and faith into this situation. Yeah, what I tell you is teaching you something about yourself, self-worth. Whoops. Too many cards. Spirit's throwing out the whole deck today. Like, we're just going to throw it all at you at once. And sometimes you may feel that way with this situation. It's like, I can't take much more of this. There's too much going on. One more card, please. I don't know where you guys are at, but the temperature has dropped significantly here. We had sun and it was like 95 degrees, and then all of a sudden it's raining and it's chilly. The Warrior card. This guy has come out 3 times now as I'm shuffling this deck. The Warrior, right? And behind him is conclusions. Chapter 1 and the end. Again, those cycles closing out and starting anew. Just like I see it, said with the World card that's sitting here right now. All right, so we've got self-worth. And as I said, you're learning something about yourself, even though the sacral chakra is out on there and it, pertains to something different. To me, I'm getting a lot of solar plexus energy, so self-worth. Through this, you've had to learn to love yourself. Through this, you've had to learn what sparks passion within you, where your creativity lies, because you had to tap into spirit to get there, right? The High Priestess of Spirit and the High Priestess of Fire. One being very passionate, and one being very, again, going back to that temple path, being within the self, understanding, listening to our higher selves, allowing our intuition to guide us. Because here's the thing, I don't think that whatever this situation or this person is, that you're going to be able to get on the same page. Differences, yin and yang energy. Perhaps too, you can't, to me, I always say don't say can't, but at the same time, you've had to individually learn to be within you. through this, and this to me could have gone on for 30 years. So this could be to me some parent-child kind of stuff, some soulmate karmic ties, that kind of thing. You had to learn to bear your own fruit. You had to learn how to fill your own self up, because whatever it was that you were seeking somewhere else, they weren't able to give that to you. So it's learning to balance that out and understand that you may be seeing them, and cats are extremely intuitive creatures, right? That with this particular person or situation, that no matter what you've done, no matter where you're at, getting on the same page with them, it's almost like constantly calling them and going, let's try this, or let's do this. You're understanding that you're just different. You're not the same. And one may be coming in, it's almost like you're seeing some bad traits or bad habits and things to that extent that are reflecting to you to make you see the things that don't work, right? We learn from the contrast, the good and the bad, the light and the dark. We can't have one without the other. And we learn from those things that go, okay, where do I want to be? Who am I in the midst of all of this? And I think that that's where you're really being asked to address this right now, is going, where do I need to be within me? And sometimes those people just can't come along with us, unfortunately. That's just really how it goes. So if you're finding yourself in this state, understand that it's asking you to elevate. It's asking you to find acceptance, and it's asking you to finding peace within you. There's only so much that you can do in that regard. So let's get a little bit of advice. Sacred Rebels deck, I love that deck. She does some amazing work. Okay, it's Alana Fairchild. If you've not had that deck, get that deck. It's an excellent deck. Cards are beautiful. She does like the light workers, white light. I've got those ones too. They're beautiful cards. A little bigger. I've got tiny hands, so I prefer smaller cards, but that's okay. All right, yeah. What is already with you, right? It's like you already have the tools. You have the tools and the ability to transform yourself. Like, you've been taught so much by this experience or this person, and it's learning to let that go. Just like the butterflies, it's transformation, it's release, it's moving forward, it's allowing something new to take shape around us. Conscious connections. You may be becoming very aware of how these connections around you have influenced your life and how things need to change for you. If you're not on the same frequency or vibrational energy with them, that time has served its purpose, and hopefully both sides can find acceptance and love through this. And the underlying energy to that is another 3. And it reminds me very much of the journey card, but this one says every journey starts with a single step, right? So, and again, she's got her suitcase and she's packing up and she's leaving shop and she's tired and she's done, and she's banking on some new horizons. And I think these butterflies are so indicative right here. Again, transforming that energy. You can see them in both cards there. They're absolutely beautiful. It's allowing yourself to transform. And this to me can seem a little heavy at times. It can seem a little heartbreaking. I kind of get this feeling of heartbreak surrounded by that, is going, this just doesn't work. So and I'm also getting from spirit, like friendship. This could be a matter of friendship, that, people, again, come into our lives for a season and for a reason. And we just find ourselves on different wavelengths and different paths. And we need to understand that it's not always meant to stay forever. I think when we're taught to be present and aware, to experience that state of enlightenment, we don't realize how important it is to be present and aware, because we get to relish in those moments, whether they're good or bad, because we're learning, we're growing from that. We get to take that forward with us. We get to know those feel-good feelings. We even get to sit with the ones that don't feel so good, but we learn how to navigate that in the future. So I really think that it's very important for you to keep your chin up, and to be just allow yourself to be guided, because I feel like someone's pushing against my back, going, come on, let's go, let's move forward. It's gonna be fine. But to me, it's weird. Like, it's kind of like, this is I don't want to say it's a horrible thing, because this might resonate with somebody, but I almost feel like there's a child being taken away, and it's like, it's time to go. We can't stay here anymore. We've got to go. It makes me kind of feel emotional, actually. Golly. I usually make other people cry when I do readings instead of myself, but it's hitting home for some reason. So it's kind of like, it's time to go. It's time. We've got to move forward from this space, this point, and allow it to transform, because it's going to elevate. It's really going to elevate everything for you. There's pay attention to how you're feeling. What do you feel? You can't compare apples to oranges. I mean, you can, but what's the point? And she feels and she knows. She looks tired. She feels worn out to me. You have to trust it. You have to trust the process. You know, we make soul contracts, we make soul agreements before we ever step into this world. Peacocks are very much coming up too for some reason. But we gain wisdom. You know, through the generations of the things that we go through, we gain a lot of insight and we gain a lot of wisdom through our ancestors and our guides. So this may be looking back at some generational type stuff within your family and asking yourself where things have served you and where they haven't, and where it's time to let go. So be very cognizant. You know, as I say that, and I'm looking at the back of these cards, so there's the back of the Sacred Rebels cards. You see the ancestral line there. You know, we learn, and then we're able to transcend and transform where we've been, or where we've watched our families go through, or we've watched generations of women or generations of men live in the same space, and seeing that it doesn't work, it causes a lot of strife, because we're fighting with resistance to this change. And know that some of them, they're just not ready. You know, and that can be very tough when we realize they're just not ready to change and transform. So you get to make your own world. You get to create what does feel good for you, and put your faith in something higher than that. You know, be in touch with your higher self, because it'll make all the difference in the world for you. So, all right, collective, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one at. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You know, let me know if these are resonating with you. You know, it helps me, because then, you know, spirit, my ancestors, my guides, you know, I put these messages out there for you all, and I hope that you're finding benefits to that. That's my goal always, is to watch everybody move on and move forward in life in a positive and healthy direction. So, you know, do that. You know, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it very much here, me and my guides. A little bit of a sombering message today, huh? But that's okay. So I hope you guys are taking today to relax and you know, get your energy back up and take care of you today. So I wish you guys the very best day ever, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.